Let's just make one thing clear. Neither Ronaldo or Messi are the top international goal scorers in the world. Wait, so why does Ronaldo's name come up when you Google top international goal scorer? Well, that's because of sexism. Most people, including Google and the media, don't count all the female soccer players who have way more goals. If you actually counted women and the goals that they score for their country, they would easily be the top several places on this list.
TikTok user Johnny Harris absolutely crush this video. More in a moment.
And it turns out that Canada's Christine Sinclair would be at the very top. And yes, Ronaldo would be on the list, but he would just be like kind of in the top 10. Here in the United States, our national women's team has won the FIFA World Cup 4 times. 4 times. Unfortunately, we can't say the same about the men's team. They've never won, and they barely even make it into the World Cup every year. So yeah, there's no moral to this story. I just wanted to put some respect on these names and make sure we clear this up. Thank you.
The reason women's goal scorers are not recognized?
Right through the whole spectrum of the women's game, because girls and women are more emotional than men, so they take a goal gun in, they don't take that very well.
It's the same reason Northern Ireland manager Kenny Shiels said this.
These comments are just, they're enough to make you want to rip your ears off. I was cringing so hard listening to that again. I've been doing a lot of rounds this morning chatting to women's footballers, and nobody can agree that being a woman means you concede more goals. It's just something that I think to paint women as emotional when it comes to conceding goals is just not fair. It's actually not correct.
It's also the same reason UEFA's official account for the Euros crowned Cristiano Ronaldo the top goal scorer of all time. And we even see it in headlines like this from the worldwide leader ESPN. Is Cristiano Ronaldo soccer's all-time top scorer, or is it Pele? Throughout the article, there is zero mention of Canada's Christine Sinclair. I even remember Tara Vanderveer, who's been at Stanford since '96. Securing win after win, totaling 1,157 in her Hall of Fame career. Yet if you Google winningest coaches in college basketball history, the top results are only for men. And even this vague title from Sports Reference reads, Career Coaching Leaders and Records for Wins, which only shows the men's game. That list obviously includes Mike Krzyzewski, Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams, and Bob Knight, to name a few. A quick search would show, as we display them side by side, that Syracuse's Boeheim would be 4th overall in wins. Roy Williams would barely crack the top 10, and all-time greats Bobby Knight and Dean Smith would fall out of it. Then it also reminded us of this from the Associated Press. Drexel's headed to the NCAAs for the first time in 25 years. It sounds amazing, right? The reason we love sports is likely ringing in one's head. That is until it dawns on us that the Drexel women's team made the tournament that same year in 2021, and previously in 2009, Alex Azzi of NBC Sports then takes us in this direction, which is a very important point. If you need an example of just how deeply rooted sexism remains in sports, take a look at a word frequently omitted from league names, tournament descriptors, and media coverage: men. Society continues to treat men's sports, often referred to just as sports, as the norm, with women's sports relegated to a lower tier. Take a look, as Azzi points out, the logos of the tournaments. Does anything catch your eye? He would write, the centering of men's basketball as the norm is the result of hundreds, perhaps thousands, of decisions to prioritize, promote, and invest in men's basketball. Over time, these decisions have become self-fulfilling prophecies. A study of the 2014 NCAA men's and women's tournaments found that for every story local affiliate stations aired about the women's tournament, there were 13 stories about the men's. Audiences are told that the men's games are worth turning into, and so they tune in. For her part, Christine Sinclair would say the following: when men's sports are treated as the default for all sport, women's sports get left out of the conversation. It's time to add the M to shift perception and create change. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to listen.